Chapter 409. One step at a time. You are listening at NovelFull.audio. The words of Daisy and her thoughtful expression make Lucien, his sisters, wives, and the Sins very curious. She looks at them, especially Lucien, as she explains. In the Red Moon, most vampires want the best for our race, so most of us generally want to do things to help our people get stronger. Her eyes sparkle. Since I was a child, I wanted to do something to help my people, and since my grandmother was an alchemist, I learned a lot from her. She was on the Bloody Rose research group previous to mine, and she had some very peculiar ideas. Which didn't end very well. Daisy sighs before speaking. This is a secret of my race. We made a pact with the Storm God. The Sins make a surprised and thoughtful expression, but Lucien doesn't understand what's going on, and Lust quickly explains. The Storm God had a phoenix core. Yes. Daisy nods. My grandma's idea was to use the Bloody Rose on him because he was supposed to be immortal. If that worked, the Storm God would become the strongest god of all, and in return, he would help our people to understand more about the Bloody Rose, in addition to being a powerful ally. Pride shakes her head in disapproval. The gods are definitely not good at keeping promises. Daisy makes a sad expression. Yes. But my grandmother was a very optimistic person. Anyway, the Storm God did not have time to betray us as he was very arrogant and used the entire Bloody Rose at once. He went crazy in the early days due to a lot of chaotic energy and took the phoenix core out of his body, committing suicide. She speaks, making Lucien and his sisters happy that Michael has given them small parts of Bloody Rose many times and not all at once. She continues. My grandmother knew about that possibility and quickly tried to save the phoenix core by using that on herself. Sloth makes a sorry expression. I'm sorry. Lucien and his sisters understand that something went wrong, yet Lust quickly explains. The phoenixes can only give their cores to another creature once. If that creature tries to give the core to another, it explodes, causing both creatures to die. We lost some hosts like that. We tried to give them the cores of the gods we killed, and it didn't work out. Sloth compliments. Daisy sighs. My grandmother just wanted to help our people, and she got a horrible death. The vampire royal family was afraid that our people would suffer retaliation from the gods, but I think the Storm God was not very loved by his people. They acted as if nothing had happened, and no one ever spoke about that again. Everyone thought that idea was bad, and my father even blamed my grandmother for ruining our family's reputation. But I always believed in her ideas. I think that it didn't work because the Storm God used the entire Bloody Rose at once, and didn't he have the mental strength to endure that much power? She looks at Lucien and his sisters expectantly. I kept part of my research in secret from others. I wanted to find a way to get another phoenix core and use it not on one person but instead try to combine its energy with the Bloody Rose and then use that on multiple people. Lucien, his sisters, and the Sins look at each other while thinking the same thing. This. Then he looks at Daisy with a sorry expression. I'm not sure if that prince really fell in love with you anymore. What? Daisy is confused about why he is talking about it. He smiles. You are an incredible and beautiful woman. However, all of that is connected. The fact that you are an alchemist, a vampire with a lot of knowledge about the Bloody Rose, and believe in the idea of using a phoenix core on multiple people. While Daisy blushes a little because Lucien is praising her, she also understands that the others' things make sense as part of a bigger plan than them. Lucien continues. Someone. That mysterious woman probably planned that my sisters and I would be these people, and the nature spirit came to tell us where to find the last phoenix. While everyone agrees that it was all planned, Eve makes a thoughtful expression. Alright, even if all of this is someone else's plan, it can still work, right? I mean, can this phoenix core really help us not to die because of the Bloody Rose's side effects? I think so, but there is no way to be sure. Daisy replies. Well, you are peculiar individuals. If Lucien uses his powerful demonic energy to help the process and you made the pentagram pact, it will make you connected as a single unity, and I see no reason to the Phoenix Corps refuse you. Lust's eyes sparkle with expectation. Ha ha ha. This was all well planned. The soul contract that Lucien has with Sophia and Amelia will make them even more united in body and soul. They planned several things to contain the side effects of Bloody Rose. This has to work. While Amelia smiles, Eve and Donna make strange expressions. They have no intention of making a soul contract with Lucien as they fear that it will make them fall in love with him. Pride looks Eve in the eye as she comments. It makes sense. I thought that the pentagram pact alone would not be enough, but if that plan works, we will have the most powerful hosts of all time, and they will be immortal like us. Maybe we don't need to make a soul contract too. Eve comments hesitantly, and everyone can understand her concerns. Lucien puts his hand over Eve's in a loving way. Maybe. I can try to give you a lot of demonic energy in less private ways. Eve feels the pleasurable demonic energy coming from Lucien to her body. She quickly starts to feel more good and powerful. Even Pride feels good because of the connection with her. Again, are we going to do what other people have planned for us? Envy asks, clearly disapproving that. That doesn't make this plan any bad. Lust responds. On the contrary, if this is the plan of that mysterious woman and she is Lucien's mother as well as a demon, she must want the good of him and our race. Wrath nods. Even I could see that the nature spirit seems to like Lucien a lot. Maybe the mysterious woman is a primordial, and the other primordials are helping her. Lust thinks about something and then smiles. Sister. The nature spirit said that her sister told her about Lucien. That woman who appeared in his dream. Maybe they are both sisters of Lucien's mother. My aunt. He makes a confused expression. But she kisses me on the lee. Pride shakes her head. You just had a wedding ceremony with two of your sisters. So how can that be weird? Lucien does an upset expression. Okay, I can't say anything about that. But why don't they tell us anything? If they are my family, they shouldn't just manipulate the people I love and me. There is no way we can understand it now. We also can't do anything about it either. However, no matter who this plan belongs to, the first to benefit will be us. Lust comments. Then she looks him in the eye. If that works, which is very likely, you and your sisters will be immortals. Let alone all the potential you can give your wives for them to live long enough for immortality to mean nothing. What I mean is that mysterious woman being your mother or not, just like anyone else who is manipulating us, will not be stronger than our family forever. So when you are the most powerful person in the universe, you can punish them as you want. I bet it will be something like a long-ass slapping session. Envy laughs. Lucien tries not to imagine that scene while sighing. I don't like it, but if that's the best plan now, let's do it. Eve nods. Yes, we must do the best for our family, even if that is also what other people want. What about Naomi and Claire? Donna asks. We have to be all together to make the pentagram pact. Pride comments. Lucien looks at the two moons in the sky. Will they be coming here soon? Wrath makes a thoughtful expression. We came here because there was no way to generate much more demonic energy on that little moon. And because Sophia couldn't stay away from Lucy anymore. Donna laugh. Anyway, there's no way that moon will be enough for gluttony and greed together. Lust comments. Can we make a portal to that moon if they take too long to come here? Lucien asks. Lust nods. With Daisy's help, we can use life crystals from the mine to create a portal. If it's just for one person, it won't spend a lot of resources, and you can take your wives in the purple world. He looks at Daisy. And while I go there to get Naomi and Claire, you keep taking the crystals out of the mine to find Adeline's portal. Sophia and Galana are better off staying to absorb the excess life energies from the mine. It will make her even stronger and help us find the portal to the blue star faster. Lust explains. So we make the pentagram pact and go to the blue star to get the phoenix core. Lucian completes. Lust nods and kisses Lucian, both agreeing with the plan, but his sister and the Sins make thoughtful expressions. It can't be that simple, right? Envy comments. There is an army of angels coming here. That angel. Alexa. She seems to be someone very powerful. What if she comes too? Wrath asks. Lucian quickly responds. Maybe we can make a deal with her using her assistant. We can use the ghost lady to lure Alexa here and kill her if she doesn't want to cooperate. You won't be able to lure Alexa so easily. Helena comments. She was beside Donna in silence the whole time while finding those theories very crazy, but now she understands about this matter and warns them because if Lucian dies, the mysterious woman will blame her. Oh, do you know her? He asks. Helena looks at him with a neutral expression. I was not always a fallen angel. I already talked to her. She is a very powerful and intelligent woman. Also, she has many powerful allies. Humph. Pride makes a mocking sound. Angels are dumb creatures, or they wouldn't be servants of the gods. No matter what you think of this woman, we can handle her. I approve of any plan that is about massacring our enemies. Wrath quickly shows her support for Pride. Lucian looks at Helena with a thoughtful expression. Anyway. We'll find a way, but now. Then he looks at Daisy. You are the key to most of our plans, so I cannot let you continue in this state. Rose makes a worried expression when she hears those words. Her mother always said that her situation was stable, but now things don't seem positive. Daisy looks at Rose with a sorry expression before nods to Lucian. I understand, and I am willing to do what you say. Good, good. He comments as he drinks a glass of wine and takes another piece of meat from Eve's plate. Then he gets up from his chair and looks at Sophia, talking to his wives. He wishes we could give them time to just relax, but there are a lot of problems for them to solve before they can really rest. Let's do it. He smiles amiably at Daisy and Helena. While Lust, Pride, Envy, and Wrath agree to the plans, Sloth is strangely silent while not really agreeing with some things. And Lucian feels that because of their connection. He just doesn't have time to talk to her alone now due to Daisy and Helena's unstable situation. Chapter 410. Her Second Heart. You are listening at NovelFull.audio. After Lucian gets up from the table, he walks over to Lore. My beautiful mother.in.law, this party is incredible. The girls are having a lot of fun. But I will have to leave. Is there something wrong? Clovis, next to Lore, asks. I just have to solve one thing, and maybe I can get back quickly depending on my level of luck. Lucian smiles. Lore nods. I hope it goes all right. And hugs Lucian's waist. Do you want me to go with you? He kisses her cute ears. No need. Just keep having fun with your family and friends. Soon we will have to travel. While Anne rubs her face on Lucian's chest, her parents make thoughtful expressions. It is normal for children to follow paths that take them away from their parents, and they are happy that she is with someone who loves her very much. Yet, they know they will miss her a lot. Lucian tells his wives that he is going to try to heal Daisy and Helena with the help of Sophia and tells them to keep having fun at the party. That is not a problem they can all help with, so the girls wish them luck, and most of them keep talking at the party. But of course, Rose will not leave her mother's side, especially at such a moment. Donna also gets up from her chair and stands beside Helena. I'll support you, my friend. Helena can't help but look at Donna with a confused expression. They seemed quite hostile when they first met, mainly because the fallen angel seemed hostile to Lucien. But after getting to know Donna better, Helena realized that she is an amiable and loyal person. Lucien knew that because, despite his sister being stubborn and hot-head, she is one of the nicest people he knows. Helena smiles at Donna. Eve also gets up and approaches Lucien. Can I help some way? He lovingly taps her shoulder. Just have some fun, okay? Sophia and I are going to work this out. Okay. She responds and kisses his cheek. Then Lucien approaches Sophia, who is talking to his other wives. Sorry for disturbing your conversation. We can talk more later, after all, we are one family. She smiles at him. He hugs and kisses Sophia. Then they walk over to Daisy and Rose. Let's go. All right. Daisy creates a floating platform below their feet and makes it fly into the sky. Lust, Sloth, and Wrath are also with them, of course. The other girls continue to enjoy the party while Amelia and Envy look at each other with depressed expressions. They can't help being jealous even at such a moment, mainly because Sophia is getting along so well with all Lucien's wives. In the sky, Daisy looks at Lucien and Sophia with a thoughtful expression. Where are we going? Any quiet place outside the village. Lucien quickly responds. Daisy takes the floating platform out of the village, and after flying for 2 more miles, she sees a mountain where there are big trees at the top, creating a good spot protected from curious eyes. As they go toward there, Lucien feels Rose is anxious, so he hugs her affectionately and speaks in her mind. Don't worry, my dear. We will solve this. I trust you, hubby. But I'm afraid her problem is very serious, and you end up having to. Rose responds mentally. He quickly kisses her lips. We have to believe that Sophia can heal your mother. She has excellent healing skills and powerful life mana. But if that doesn't work, I know you would never let anything bad happen to her. And I would never blame you for saving her life. Rose comments as she kisses him more and more passionately. Don't think about it now. He responds as his hand starts to run on her back and waist, going under her clothes and touching her soft skin. The touch and kisses of Lucien arouse Rose, and her mind starts to go blank while her body enjoys more and more. To make her even more relaxed, he squeezes her ass, and excitement causes her fangs to extend, making a small cut on his lips. She moans as she feels Lucien's delicious blood. Then she quickly passes her tongue on her fangs, cutting it too and giving her blood to him as well. That floating platform is not big, and everyone notices the scene between Lucien and Rose. They try not to gaze at them, but Donna is curious and notices their blood dripping over their lips, which makes her shocked. This is a little disgusting, isn't it? Like most people, Donna doesn't understand how Lucien and Rose can enjoy each other's blood. Lust shakes her head in disapproval. There are things that only certain races can understand, yet, it doesn't hurt to respect that. Daisy maintains a neutral expression, yet she can't help but take a quick look at their bloody kiss. She feels her whole body tremble when she sees how Lucien and Rose seem to enjoy that, and she wonders how that feels. Donna makes a sorry expression. I didn't mean to be disrespectful, but it just looks very bizarre. Lucien stops kissing Rose, and she continues to lick the blood on his lips. Then he smiles provocatively at Donna. In terms of pleasure, this is similar to sex, but you still don't understand what I'm talking about, right? She gets embarrassed. I could have sex hundreds of times because I am very hot. But I just don't need it right now. Sure. Lucien tries not to laugh, as do the other girls. Daisy lands the floating platform on the top of that mountain, and Sophia looks at her. So, what exactly is your illness? The mature vampire sighs as she looks at Rose and then at Lucien before starting to tell her story to Sophia. That is also the first time she tells her daughter about what really happened. Rose, Sophia, and Sloth are also shocked by Daisy's story, mostly about the part of the mysterious woman who may be Lucien's mother. But now, they are focused on Daisy's illness. Sophia makes a thoughtful expression. I really don't understand much about vampires. What do you think, Sloth? I have heard of vampires who have had their blood nascent damaged, and even with the best possible treatments, they haven't been able to cure that. Sloth comments. Rose makes a sad expression while Daisy maintains a confident posture, so Sloth smiles at them. However, they never had the help of great sin and a person with life mana as powerful as Sophia. So you think we have a good chance here? Lucien asks. Sophia alone would have a good chance, but boosted by your demonic energy and suppled with your life mana, I'm sure we can do that. Sloth responds confidently. Rose smiles with relief as her father's honor will remain intact while Daisy is also more relaxed. So let's not waste any time, Sophia comments as she walks over to Daisy. Daisy creates a stone chair behind her and others around them while trying to control her eagerness. She has been battling that problem for over 40 years and cannot believe that now she can really solve it. Sophia sits on a stone chair in front of Daisy while Lucien is next to Rose. Donna, Helena, Lust, Sloth, and Wrath watch everything from the side. Tell me what to do. Sophia talks to Sloth. She quickly begins to explain. First, you have to find her blood nascent. Infuse your life mana into her body and look above her heart. Is it all right? Sophia asks Daisy as she holds her hand and looks into her eyes. Yes. Daisy quickly responds. Sophia does as Sloth told her and begins to infuse her life mana into Daisy's body as she always does to use her healing skills. She closes her eyes as she continues to hold Daisy's hand and begins to feel her body inside. Using her life mana, Sophia can feel every cell in her body and everything that is wrong. The first thing she notices is the differences between Daisy's body and her siblings' bodies. However, she notes that the mature vampire's body is completely weakened because her blood nascent is damaged, causing her unable to absorb nutrients from blood efficiently, and her body naturally cannot absorb nutrients from food, which results in her becoming weaker and weaker. The only reason Daisy is still alive is that she uses alchemy to feed herself and only drinks animal blood to satisfy her desire. As Sophia's life mana runs inside Daisy's body, she can feel it trying to strengthen her. But at the same time, her body naturally fights against that energy because it needs blood and not other energies. It's not working. Sophia comments as she finds it difficult to heal simple parts of Daisy's body. You have to use all your energies, be it your demonic energy and also Lucien's demonic energy. Sloth explains. Daisy makes a concerned expression when she hears that. Wait. What does that mean? I'm going to have his. Do not worry. Sloth quickly responds. Lucien's energy inside Sophia's body is only hers now, so it won't make you fall in love with him or anything. Lucien and Lust make an effort not to laugh because of Daisy's concern, while she doesn't seem really confident not to fall in love with him for any other reason. Sophia would also laugh at that situation, but she remains extremely focused as she infuses the mix of energy made up of her and Lucien's demonic energy into Daisy's body. Daisy's body again tries to fight against that unfamiliar energies, however, at her first contact with that energy, her whole body becomes more relaxed, and she starts to feel good. Sophia's demonic energy in the mix makes Daisy's body feel tired and relaxed, while the energy that came from Lucien makes her feel really good and stronger, while the life mana boosts all the positive effects. Even the vampiric nature of Daisy's body cannot resist those pleasurable energies, and Sophia begins to heal her weakened state while continuing to look for her blood nascent. Daisy's skin starts to turn slightly flushed as her eyes shine. An expectant smile appears on her face, which makes Rose smile and Lucien next. I found it. Sophia exclaims as she finds Daisy's blood nascent. She can't see exactly inside the mature vampire's body, but she can feel an organ similar to her heart but smaller. Also, she starts to analyze it and realizes that there is a few drops of different blood inside it. That is her original blood, and it should have a lot more of it there, but it was sucked in by the violent bite of the prince who attacked Daisy. Now you have to restore her original blood using the demonic energy mix and heal the damage in her blood nascent. Sloth explains. Sophia quickly opens her eyes and looks into Daisy's eyes. But that will make her blood nascent always have a portion of your energy, as well as Lucien's. But that's the only way. Sloth had not spoken of that before as there was a chance that Daisy would refuse. Daisy is really worried because she is going to have to live with some of Lucien's energy inside her, and she doesn't know what side effects it will have. However, her body is feeling so good now that she just can't refuse that. Do it. She talks to Sophia. I want to live and be with my daughter for many years. With Daisy's permission, Sophia wastes no time and begins to infuse the mix of demonic energy in her blood nascent. Those powerful energies begin to nourish what little remains of her original blood and heal any damage around it. That is the first time anyone has tried something like that, and Daisy's original blood will become more powerful than any other vampire's. However, power is not the only thing that those energies will give her. While feeling strangely well, Daisy looks at Lucien as he hugs Rose. She is very grateful to him, as well as to Sophia, but a small part of her begins to desire more. More than just heal. Chapter 4:11. Conflicting feelings. You are listening at novelfull.audio. It's working. It's really working. Rose exclaims, thrilled as she can clearly see that her mother is getting better. Lucien continues to hug her and kisses her head while he and Daisy look each other in the eye. Seeing that she is getting better makes him much less worried. Regardless of what happens next, he will never let anything bad happen to them and will do anything to make them happy. Daisy is also thrilled. She understands how severe the damage in the blood nascent is, but right now, she is feeling Sophia's energies healing it and also restoring her original blood. Not only helping her to become a complete vampire again but also making her stronger than ever. Those energies coming from Sophia are both incredibly powerful and pleasant. And she knows that it is also due to Lucien. She wants to not feel so good about getting help from him again, yet she can't help but feel that trusting him is so natural. A part of her just wants to accept his care, while another part knows that if things go on like this, she will have problems with her marriage. However, she could not refuse his help, or she would be dead soon. So she just keeps letting Sophia's energies heal her body while she looks at Lucien. It can't be helped. Meanwhile, Lust and Sloth are closely watching the creation of a new type of vampire, one with two sins energies. That woman. She planned that Daisy would be Lucien's woman and not Rose, right? Lust asks Sloth mentally. She quickly responds. I believe so. She probably thought that Daisy would not get involved with another man after what happened in her homeworld. She continues. Also, I think she planned that Lucien would be the only one to heal Daisy, but Sophia got much stronger faster than she expected. Thanks to Lucien too. Yet, things are going that way anyway. Lust says. Lucien doesn't want to destroy her marriage, but now she is getting a taste of his demonic energy, and she is going to want more. This has nothing to do with him but with the fact that her current husband is not a suitable partner for her while there are only benefits to being with Lucien. Sloth comments. Lust sighs. What about the fallen angel? Do you think Sophia can heal her? I think not. Sloth quickly responds. But it doesn't hurt to try. They get silent as they watch Sophia continue to heal Daisy. Despite having that mix of energies, Sophia has a hard time healing Daisy. The process of restoring her original blood and healing her blood nascent takes almost an entire hour. Sophia sighs as she stops holding Daisy's hand and rests her back on the chair. Lucien quickly approaches her and kisses her lips, restoring her life mana and the energy mix while mentally praising her. You were amazing, my love. Rose quickly approaches her mother and hugs her. Mom. How do you feel now? Daisy still has a confused and thoughtful expression while she can't believe how good and powerful she feels. I don't know exactly how. But this is good. Very good. Ha ha ha. Sophia is really amazing. Rose starts happily laughing while hugging her mom tightly. Yes, she is, Daisy responds as she looks at Sophia and Lucien with a grateful expression. Donna claps as she smiles at Sophia. My little sister is really amazing. Indeed. Helena comments as she looks at her and Lucien with an expectant expression. Sophia's healing skills are really great, but she wonders how much of that is due to Lucien's demonic energy. After kissing Lucien until she is breathless, Sophia looks at Daisy. Are you really okay? I'm not sure how your blood nascent will work from now on. Daisy looks at her hands. I feel like unlimited power is running inside me. Your aura seems to be stable now. Sky Realm's 6th layer. Was that your original power level? Lust asks. 4th. Daisy thinks out loud while making a shocked expression. I was in the 4th layer of Sky Realm. Rose also makes a shocked expression while Sloth smiles. So it looks like you're better than before. She looks at Sophia and Lucien with a confused expression. But how is this possible? Lucien strokes Sophia's hair. Sophia just gave you almost all of her mix of energies, and that was a lot after our fun yesterday. This power. Daisy again looks at her hands. Demonic energy. I am really grateful to you. No problem. You are part of the family, right? Sophia smiles at her as she holds Lucien's hand. We take care of our family. Rose and her mother smile as Lucien feel like kissing Sophia more and more. Then Sloth talks to Daisy. You should try to use your strength and also drink blood to see how your blood nascent reacts. Yeah, Daisy responds as she gets up. She holds on to the arm of the stone chair and ends up breaking it, which makes her lose the balance. Whoosh! Lucien acts instinctively and holds Daisy before she falls. But for that, he ends up hugging her waist and holding her arm. Are you okay? He asks as he looks into her beautiful red eyes. Oh my. I can't even control this strength right, ha ha ha. Daisy starts to laugh because she feels more powerful and good than ever. But then she notices Rose looking at her with a strange expression, only then does she notice that Lucien is still hugging her waist, and that doesn't seem appropriate. Lucien also realizes that his actions as exaggerated, and he quickly releases Daisy while taking a step back. Sorry. I thought there could be something wrong. Daisy can't prevent her face from getting even more flushed as she tries to look away. Yeah. We still don't know how it works. Anyway. Thanks for helping me, again. Her flushed and cute expression makes Lucien feel even more attracted to her, and he feels bad about it because he can feel Rose's concern. The mature vampire also seems to be very confused as she has to deal with the emotion of being healed, her new body improved, and her new feelings. Then the mood gets weird, and Lucien quickly thinks of something. Just wait here and get used to your new strength, will I get you some squirrels? Great. She quickly responds. Thank you again. No need to say thanks, okay? We are family, as Sophia said. He smiles and then starts flapping wings and flying to the sky. Oh, do you have any preferences? Red squirrels, please. Daisy giggles. Sure. He smiles at Daisy as he flies toward the forest. Lust returns to Lucien's soul while the other girls look at Daisy with strange looks. Mom. Rose looks at her with a concerned expression. She has seen many women fall in love with Lucien, and some of them have even been hostile to him at first, so the fact that Daisy is so friendly to him seems even more dangerous. My dear. Daisy makes a sorry expression even though she thinks she hasn't done anything wrong. Rose smiles and hugs her mother. I'm so glad you are fine. While mother and daughter hug each other, Donna taps Sophia on the shoulder. Sister. I know you had to work hard and you need a break, but... Sophia smiles at her sister and then looks at Helena. You became friends quite quickly, didn't you? He. Donna runs her hand over her hair. Helena is a good person. Also, she was protecting Lucy. Actually, she just peeked on him, even when he was having sex. I don't like that. Sophia responds. While Helena blushes as she remembers the many times she saw Lucien naked, Donna makes an imploring expression. Sis. Sophia sighs. Anyway, I said I was going to try to help her because Lucien asked. And I am very grateful to both of you for that, Helena speaks. Also, I can wait when it is the best time for you. It's okay now. Sophia touches her lips. Lucien helped me to recover mana and demonic energy. He'll be back soon and can give me more energy if I need it. Then she turns her stone chair towards Helena. Come here for me to see how your situation is. Helena quickly approaches Sophia, and she holds her hand while talking to Sloth. What do you think about her? I'm not sure. Her state looks like a curse, but I think it's not that simple. Sloth speaks in a pessimistic tone. But Sophia smiles at the fallen angel. No matter what it is, we will do our best to help you. Helena smiles back. She still doesn't know how to interact with people again, especially people who are so peculiar. Well, can you tell us how it happened? Sophia asks. Helena makes a thoughtful expression. Well. I did something I shouldn't, and I got punished. I remember someone knocking me out, and then I woke up afterward with a lot of pain and confusion. Someone helped me escape from where I was and told me that a god had transformed me into a fallen angel. Everyone can understand that Helena doesn't want to give details of what happened, but in any case, she doesn't seem to have seen what they really did to her either. Just don't resist it, Sophia speaks and begins to infuse her energies into Helena's body. She does it the same way she did with Daisy, closing her eyes and focusing on her life mana to analyze Helena's body from the inside. Her body does not look very different from a human, but Sophia quickly notices something absurd. Her cells seem to be very old, in fact, they seem to be aging and dying very fast. Sophia infused more life into her arm, noticed that part of her body was getting better and healthier, but that energy starts to disappear quickly as if her body absorbed that several times faster than a normal person, then her cells start to age very fast again. That's how I thought. Sloth speaks in Sophia's mind as she realizes the same things as her. She is not sick, but they changed her body. Also very similar to a curse. Is she just getting older faster? Sophia asks. Sloth quickly responds. I think it's not just that. Her wings are black and rotting even faster than the rest of her body. Whatever they did to her, I don't think anyone else can do the same. Anyway, I think if I give her more life mana. And the energies mix. Sophia speaks as she tries to infuse more and more energy into Helena's body. Helena feels those relaxing and pleasurable energies doing her body very well. But at the same time, she feels such effects fade too fast. Sophia tries to give Helena more and more energy, but all life mana that enters her cells disappears quickly. And she starts to get very tired, mainly because she gave almost all her energies to Daisy. Don't push yourself too hard. You really need a rest. Sloth speaks in her mind. Sophia smiles. Do not worry, the more tired I get, the longer I will be able to rest in Lucien's arms. Makes sense. Sloth responds while her lips curve in a smile. However, Helena realizes that things are not going well as it was with Daisy, which makes her very worried, just like Donna. I think your problem is not impossible to solve. Sophia tells Helena. However, I'm running out of life mana now. We'll have to wait for Lucien. I'm back. They hear Lucien's voice and see him above them, flapping his wings in the air while holding several red squirrels. Helena blushes again while she thinks that her healing session will not be so simple. Chapter 4:12. Lady Crassus, you are listening at NovelFull.audio. While in Argerim, it is night. In Chia, the angelic world, the sun is rising over the city of Clester, one of the main cities of the angelic race. In a giant castle on the edge of a lake, the day starts very complicatedly for the servants of one of the largest families in the angelic race, the Crassus house. A large group of servants, non-winged angels, made mainly of nurses, are waiting in front of the big gates of the castle. In front of that group, there is a female winged angel who appears to be about 60 years old but is actually 3,600 old. With a gentle expression, the old angel looks at the horizon while her gray wings seem about to collapse. She also looks concerned. Then a smile appears on her face when she sees a group of winged angels walking toward the castle from a mile away. Lady Crassus is coming back. An angel over the gate exclaims, warning the others. Prepare to take care of the wounded. The old female angel orders the group of nurses. Bring the bathtub. She speaks, and two strong female servants step forward while carrying a palanquin, a platform mounted on two shafts for one passenger. In the case of that palanquin, instead of a pillow, it has a bathtub full of hot water on top. The group of winged angels walking takes a little over a minute to reach the castle's front. They are about 2,000 warriors in heavy armor, which are now covered with blood and dirt. All those warriors look very tired, and most of them have injuries, yet they have happy and proud expressions. In front of them, there is a beautiful female angel with wings whiter than gray, which are now covered in blood and dirt, as well as her armor similar to that of the soldiers. However, she is not a soldier, but the famous Alexa Crassus. Being almost 1.8 meters tall, she has fair skin, brown eyes, and long white hair. My lady, I am happy that you have returned safely. The old angel bows to Alexa. Alexa's naturally stern expression changes to a gentle smile when she looks at the old angel. You don't have to act that formally, Lygia. Sure, young lady, Lygia responds while signaling to the group of servants. They quickly begin to help the soldiers as they enter the castle. The palanquin carriers approach Alexa, and then she quickly passes the long sword in her scabbard and shield to Lygia as to take off her armor, leaving only her underwear. Her body is thin but muscular, and although her curves aren't too sexy, she is a complete beauty, having breasts and ass of excellent proportions. Half of the servants and soldiers are men, but none of them even stop looking at the floor while Alexa enters the bathtub in underwear. They all respect her very much, and they also want to continue living. Ah! Alexa sighs as she feels her body relax in that hot water of the bathtub. Lygia keeps Alexa's armor and weapons in her storage bracelet and signals the palanquin carriers to enter the castle while their master bathes in the bathtub. How did you resolve the conflict, my lady? She asks respectfully. Alexa raises her hand, and the water reddened by the blood of her wings runs down over her body. Isn't it obvious? I killed that filthy pig and his shitty family. Lygia sighs. This is not really good, my lady. Did you want me to let him steal my lands? That wasn't even because of that area, but because of disrespect. I can't just let people steal from me and go unpunished. Alexa responds. I agree with that. Lygia speaks. However, resolving conflicts by killing is making other lords nervous. The Emperor has already made it clear that we must not fight against our people, but rather resolve conflicts by legal judgments. Ha ha ha. Alexa sarcastically laughs. The Emperor is just a puppet. The gods don't like their slaves to kill themselves, so if I tried to solve that in a judgment, nothing would happen to that nasty thief. Lygia is silent for a few seconds while she makes a concerned expression. Young lady. We better be more careful after everything that has happened to our family. I know what I'm doing. She quickly responds. Then after a minute of just bathing while the palanquin carriers enter the castle's main hall, she speaks again. What about June? Is she back yet? About it. It's complicated. A lot of things happened in the Corvus house. Lygia again makes a concerned expression, and now also hesitant. I thought Melita would take care of everything. She seemed like a good woman and loyal to Lord Corvus. Alexa comments. Lygia quickly begins to explain. I'm sure Melita would be an excellent leader for the Corvus house, and I also know that that was Lord Corvus' wish. But? Alexa asks. Lord Corvus had a brother still alive. Lygia explains. Lord Corvus did not have good relations with him, so they lived in another city. However, after his death, his brother claimed that his son would be the heir of the Corvus house because Lord Corvus had no descendants. Shit. Alexa does an upset expression. What about that boy? Well, Lord Corvus wasn't fond of them, so you can already imagine what he looks like. Lygia makes a sad expression. I hear he's just a noble idiot from a shitty family. But now he is the leader of the Corvus house. Alexa comments. Lord Corvus did not deserve his legacy to end like this. He was a really good man. I owe him a lot for what he did for my grandmother. Yes, my lady, it is a pity that he did not have descendants. I think he only loved one woman in this life, even after what happened to her wings. Lygia comments with a sad expression. My grandmother has always been the most beautiful woman in our world. I hope she is Al. Alexa comments with a thoughtful expression. She is still alive, I'm sure. Lygia smiles. Anyway, about the new Lord Corvus. Alexa asks. I sent some spies to the Corvus house. I know the old Lord Corvus wouldn't like how things are going, so I thought we could help Melita take the command. Lygia begins to explain. Alexa can see in Lygia's expression that something is wrong, so she gets concerned. Just tell me what happened. You know that June really wants to please you, right? Lygia continues. She and her siblings also wanted to stay in the same family, so they kept looking for that cursed sword to give you and asked them to stay in our family together. June is a good assistant. She could have asked me for that without giving me anything, and I would have accepted her siblings into our family. Alexa comments. Lygia smiles. But June wouldn't accept things so easily. She really wants to be useful to you. That's why she and her siblings kept looking for that cursed sword. And apparently, they found something and reported it to Lord Corvus, but that was when he died. Then their group stopped contacting Corvus house. Melita tried to advise the new Lord Corvus to go to June's last location and look for her and the sword. She explains. But they didn't tell us about that. Alexa does an upset expression. Out of fear, my lady, Lygia explains. They must have been afraid of you. Alexa knows well that many people fear her, but she does not attack anyone without good reason. What they did next? Lygia quickly responds. Melita took a small group of captains to that inferior world with instant teleport gems while the new Lord Corvus prepare an army to follow them. My personal assistant and possibly something I really want is in that world, but doesn't that bastard have the balls to go there? Alexa shakes her head with a mocking expression. She also starts to get up from the bath and tells the palanquin carriers to stop. Give me back my armor and weapon. My lady. Lygia removes Alexa's armor from her storage treasure but is hesitant to give it to her. Perhaps we should think carefully about our next steps. I know, okay. Alexa speaks. I know that the Emperor's spies are watching us. If they know that the cursed sword may be in that world, the situation will get messed up. So, what are you going to do, my lady? Lygia asks. Alexa quickly explains. I will ensure that the new Lord Corvus will personally get my sword and rescue my assistant if she is still alive, of course. Be discreet, my lady, please, Lygia asks respectfully. Alexa makes a sound of agreement while quickly putting on her armor. We have no way of knowing who else is looking for that sword, so even if it is an inferior world, we have to be prepared to go there ourselves. Lygia nods. I thought so too, so I started making preparations to get out of Chia without drawing the Emperor's attention. But for that, we need at least 3 more days. This too time. Alexa can't wait to get the sword she has been looking for many years. We cannot take any risks, my lady. I am going to leave the troops ready, but we need to wait 3 days for everything to work out. Lygia explains. Alexa sighs. I trust you, my old friend. Then she takes her long silver sword from the old angel's hands and flies towards the sky. I'll be right back. Lygia looks at Alexa disappearing on the horizon and then speaks in a loud voice. Make sure that the Emperor's spies don't follow her. Whoosh! 10 mysterious figures come out of the shadows and run in the direction that Alexa flew. Due to the history of the Crassus house and Alexa's personality, the Emperor keeps several spies watching over her and her family. But as spying on her without real reasons would be bad seen by the community in general, nobody can know that, which allows a war between spies to happen in the shadows. They fight and die in the shadows without anyone but their leaders knowing. That is the cost for Alexa to have a private conversation with the new Lord Corvus. After flying for 2 hours at super speed, Alexa travels a distance 3 times the distance to go from one side to the other of Argyrum. She arrives at the Dawn Castle, the main fortress of Corvus House. Then she flies towards a courtyard where a man orders a group of soldiers. Alexa lands in the middle of that courtyard, drawing everyone's attention. She looks at the man in front of the group with a stern expression. I need to speak to the new Lord Corvus. That man, Agapius Corvus, looks at Alexa with a furious expression. Who do you think you are to invade my castle like that? Give me a good reason not to rip your head off right now. Alexa is surprised that he does not recognize her. However, Agapius soldiers quickly recognize the most feared angel of all time. Many of them start to tremble with fear because Agapius is disrespectful to Alexa, but they are silent because they fear even more interrupting her conversation. Me? Alexa asks rhetorically. I'm BAM, but before she says who she is, Alexa disappears. Moving at super speed, she reappears in front of Agapius and punches him in the belly, causing him to spit a lot of blood and be thrown several meters backward, rolling on the floor. Aergrg. He chokes with his blood while in great pain, which prevents him even from getting up. However, what shocks most Agapius is not Alexa's incredible strength or the fact that she attacked him in his house, but the fact that none of his soldiers are moving or even looking at them. What the hell is going on here? He can't even speak while gazing at her. Who am I, do you ask? Alexa smiles at Agapius. Chapter 413. Depressed Angel. You are listening at NovelFull.audio. Daisy licks her lips while gazing at the squirrels in Lucian's hand. She is feeling hunger as never before, and only blood can satisfy that hunger. He quickly hands the squirrels to her, and she sticks her fangs into their necks and starts to drain their blood. Daisy closes her eyes and moans softly as she feels that those squirrels have the best blood she has ever tasted. Her body just feels too good. Lucian smiles as he sees that satisfied expression on Daisy's face while Sloth and Sophia look at her too. Meanwhile, Donna taps Helena on the shoulder as both of them are very concerned about her situation. Rose is surprised to see her mother's reaction because Daisy always said that animal blood was pretty bad. Then she quickly looks at Lucian with a thoughtful expression. Did you do something with these squirrels? Of course not. He quickly responds, and Rose feels bad that she thought something strange. Daisy finishes draining all the blood from one of the squirrels really quickly. Whoa! I never felt so good about drinking blood. It feels a lot better than before. Sophia smiles. I think it's because your blood nascent was damaged or something like that. Actually not. Sloth begins to explain. Daisy now has demonic energies inside her in a very intense way. Because a large part of that energy is from Lucian and lust, from now on, she will react differently to pleasure. What do you mean? Rose asks while Daisy is unable to speak as she is devouring another squirrel. Sloth responds. She will feel more pleasure just as you do because of Lucian. Also, because those demonic energies have remade her blood nascent in original blood, she will feel even more pleasure from doing vampire things like drinking blood, and the blood contract, if she does one, of course. It doesn't seem like a bad thing. I mean. Animal blood doesn't feel so bad now. Daisy comments as she continues to drink blood from the squirrels. A part of Lucian is happy that Daisy is healed and better, but a part of him cannot help feeling that it is wrong for her to have to drink animal blood while she should have a man who loves her taking care of all her physical and mental needs. Since he can't do anything about that right now, he looks at Sophia and Sloth. What is Helena's situation? Sophia makes a sorry expression. I tried to help her, but it didn't work. She is not really sick or damaged. Sloth explains. Her body has been changed, and her cells are aging much faster than normal. Due to her original power level, she managed to survive for a long time, but I don't think she can continue for more than 2 years. Lucian makes a thoughtful expression while Helena and Donna look hopeless. So Sloth continues. Sophia tried to give her life mana, but after giving Daisy so much of her energies, she is exhausted. Hard work is not my thing, and now this is also the same for her. Can life mana help her? He asks, clearly willing to give her mana, in life his way, of course. Sloth nods. Yes, life mana can nourish her body, delaying her accelerated decay, but as I said, hard work is not for Sophia and me, so that would be harmful to us, and Helena would need a lot of life mana daily to be able to live for another 10 or 15 years. While Helena is even more depressed, Lucian sighs. That is still a short time. Yes. Sloth responds. She will die unless we can figure out how to reverse what they did to her body or turn her into something else. Lucian is hopeful that Sloth seems to have something in mind. How can we do that? Donna is also hopeful again, but Helene is more focused on understanding why Lucian seems to want to help her so badly. She understands that he wants a powerful ally, especially if she could be his woman, but he already has very powerful sisters with potentials far superior to hers, a person who had already reached the peak of her potential hundreds of years ago. Sloth explains her thoughts. Well, one option is to capture gods and force them to tell us how they modified her body. It is not yet time to fight the gods. Lust quickly comments. I think so. Sloth responds. But you have another idea, don't you? Lucian asks. Sloth looks at him and then at Sophia's belly. Yes. This is something I have been thinking about for a while, but I was only sure after the nature spirit talked about it. Lucian understands what she's talking about. Is this what the nature spirit talked to Mia about? I was also thinking about it. While Helena and Donna are confused, Sloth explains. The nature spirit said that Mia is no longer human because of her child. How is this possible? Wrath materializes her body to ask. Sloth looks at Sophia. I noticed a lot of changes in Sophia since that we met. Her ability to control the dream world is better than any host I've ever had, even the most talented of races better than humans. That could be due to the blood rose. Wrath quickly suggests I thought so too. Sloth comments. But she was already much stronger than any human when we first met. To use mental abilities so well it takes great soul strength, and her soul got stronger very quickly after she and Lucien had sex. Also, her ability to control demonic energy has also increased much faster than I expected. No other race can control demonic energy as well as demons, of course. Lust makes a thoughtful expression. Do you think she is absorbing the child's racial traits? Sloth nods. Yes. You see, the race with the greatest potential for soul power is the dragons, and Lucien is supposed to be a hybrid of humans, demons, and dragons. Sophia caresses her belly while making a loving expression. I feel very powerful, but other than that, I don't feel very different from before. I believe that this process is as slow as the child's developmental period will be for most other girls. But the nature spirit said that Mia is no longer human, so we must understand that Lucien's other pregnant women are also turning into something else. Sloth explains. While Lucien thinks about that, Donna looks confused. And what does that have to do with helping Helena? Sloth slowly rolls her eyes as Helena looks at Lucien with a strange look. She wants me to have his child. If your problem is that your body was changed, Lucien's child could change it again. Transform you into something more than an angel and a fallen angel. Make you evolve to a higher being who would not have these problems that you have now. Lust explains. But at a very high cost. Helena thinks aloud. Sloth makes a confused expression. I don't see how bad that would be for you. I can tell you from my own experience that Lucien's means are as pleasurable as efficient. Lust makes a mocking expression. Leave her alone. She would rather die than lose her stupid virginity. Helena looks at Lust with an upset expression. Why do you keep saying that I'm a virgin? I already told you that I don't have any sexual problems. I have analyzed your body, and I know that you have never done anything sexual before. Lust quickly responded. You are wrong about that. She speaks and quickly explains. I don't know why you think so, but before they made me into this, I had a family, a husband, and a daughter. While Lust doesn't believe in Helena, Sloth comments. Perhaps the transformation to fallen angel has erased those characteristics from her body. Maybe. Lust thinks out loud and then speaks to Helena again. So why are you so hesitant to have sex with Lucien? Don't you want to cheat on your husband or something? She makes a sad expression as she sighs. That's not it. He doesn't want me anymore. So, what's the problem? Sloth asks. Helena responds in a melancholy tone. I will never have sex with a man again because the day my daughter died, I felt so much pain that it makes this damn curse feel good. I failed once as a mother and wife, so I don't want to do it again. Lucien and his sisters are very sorry for Helena. Daisy is also sad because she knows that she couldn't bear to lose Rose. Lust is also sorry for Helena, but she continues. You will die if you don't do it. Then I must accept my response, Helena replies and then looks at Lucien. I don't hate you or anything like that. I actually saw how good you are to your women as much as you are ruthless to your enemies. She continues. I try to find fault with your actions, so I don't fall in love with you, but I know it would end up happening if we get close. And I don't want to suffer like that again. Lucien starts walking towards Helena while he feels an urge to hug and protect her. You cannot predict what will happen to my family and me. She walks back. But I know that you and your children are the first hybrids of two of the most powerful races in the universe and the main enemies of the gods. I could die fighting alongside my husband to protect our family, but I couldn't bear to see you and our children become experiments of cruel gods or any other race. And there is still that mysterious woman. I'm afraid of her, and I don't even want to imagine the idea of her stealing my children to do anything wicked. Lucien stops walking when Helena is already at the edge of the mountain. Then he extends his hand to her. I know what happened to you was bad, but getting away from everyone is not going to make you feel better. Come with me, and I will make you happy again. A sparkle of hope runs over Helena's eyes, but she quickly shakes her head. I would like to believe this promise, but you are not the only owner of your life. I'm sorry. She speaks and quickly flaps her wings, flying into the starry night sky. Helena. Donna shouts and quickly looks at Wrath. Take me to her. Wrath doesn't move and just looks at Donna with an upset expression. Then Lucien hugs Donna. It's alright, she's not going to run away or anything. She just needs some time to think. Donna is really concerned about Helena, especially after learning more about her sad past. But she needs help. Lucien looks at the sky. I really want to help her, but she needs to accept my help as I can't force her into anything. Leave her alone a while. Lust speaks and quickly continues. As soon as she realizes how powerful our family is going to be, she will accept her true destiny. Sloth looks at Lucien with a loving expression. Yes, and at that moment, worrying about her children would be bullshit because Lucien will destroy any threat to them. Lucien can't help but wonder what that will be like when his children are born. He keeps thinking about that since Sophia returned to his side, mainly because their child will be born soon due to both of them having powerful life mana. Then he thinks about how a child could give Helena back the happiness she lost. Lucien feels a lot of desire to please her as well as all his wives because giving pleasure will make him receive more pleasure and thus become stronger to protect his whole family. And while thinking about that, he remembers that he should be having his wedding night right now, giving his wives so much pleasure to keep them getting stronger. Chapter 4:14. Dawn, R.18, you are listening at novelfull.audio. While Helena watches from above the clouds, Lucien's group returns to that fox village. He and Donna are concerned about the depressed fallen angel, but now there is nothing they can do for her. At the same time, Daisy and Rose are thrilled that she is healed. As soon as the group arrives in that courtyard, the girls gather around them and Sophia to celebrate the good news. While the girls talk, Donna sits next to Eve at the big table and starts drinking as much apple wine as she can. Lucien approaches her, takes the bottle of wine, and takes a sip. Don't worry, she has 2 years to accept our help. Just promise me that you will help her. She responds. Of course. He smiles. Then Donna takes the bottle of wine and finishes it in a single sip. She feels a sweet taste makes that wine so much better, which makes her blush because she has an idea of what that was. Then she looks at Lucien with a thoughtful expression. Bring more wine to your older sister. He smiles before picking up the empty bottle of wine and walking towards his troops that are serving wine for everyone at the party. However, he only finds empty bottles and ends up going behind the stage to get more wine from the stock. In the meantime, everyone tries not to gaze at him, but he is still the center of attention, whether for Fox. People or for his wives, who with his troops want his attention so badly. However, the girls are struggling to be patient and wait for the right time. As soon as he arrives behind the stage, Lucien sees several large boxes frozen by Angela to keep the apple wine cold. He approaches one, and when he picks up a bottle, another person also sticks an arm in that box to pick one too. Due to having hundreds of people so close, Lucien's super senses are confused, but because that person is next to him, he can smell her sweet scent very well. You smell so good. My beautiful wife. He comments as he takes the wine bottle out of the frozen box. It. Dawn is very embarrassed while her heart is beating too fast. She just had a wedding ceremony with him, but being called his wife in such an affectionate way makes her think that all of that is just a dream. Due to the connection with Dawn, Lucien can feel that she is very excited, happy, thrilled, but there is no confusion or any negative feelings in her heart. For the first time since the battle against the Light Empire, she is not thinking badly of herself. Then he smiles at her while slowly wrapping his arm around her waist. Oh, don't tell me that you regret becoming my wife. She looks him in the eye while letting him hug her waist. Do you know what I feel when you say I'm yours? What? He asks back. She smiles lovingly. I feel like I belong somewhere. That I have something real to believe in. A place next to a demon to fight his deadly wars. Doesn't that make you hesitant? He asks as he approaches her mouth with her lips, but he rubs his lips on her cheek instead of kissing her. Dawn slowly sticks her hands inside his suit to caress his skin directly. Actually, I think you're a devil. Not an ordinary devil, but the most possessive and lustful devil of all. Then she begins to turn her face while her mouth seeks his lips. But you don't lie to me. You take care of me. Not because you want to use me, but because you desire me. And I like to be desired by you. Lucien quickly kisses Dawn. He pushes his tongue inside her delicate mouth and makes a pleasant mess while his hand moves from her waist to her cheerful ass. Her fine flowered dress allows him feels her curves so well while he delights in her perfume and the delicious flavor of her mouth. Dawn moans softly as she pushes Lucien against that frozen box, and they continue to kiss passionately. He doesn't feel cold because their bodies are getting warmer and warmer due to their arousing. For Lucien, time seems to pass slowly while his mind is still full of concerns despite him having fun with Dawn. But for her, the minutes go by as fast as seconds because that moment is very pleasurable, and she doesn't think about anything but to continue kissing Lucien. Then a sudden noise alarms Dawn. She stops kissing Lucien and realizes that one of his troops is trying to get a bottle of wine from the box behind them. The woman quickly steps back in a sorry expression while Dawn hides her face in Lucien's chest. He laughs. Oh, Dawn, are you ashamed? She can't look at him in embarrassment. No, this is that. I'm just not used to it. There are so many people around us. I'm so sorry, master. The woman bows. You haven't done anything wrong. Lucien also smiles at her and then gives her the bottle of wine he picked up. Take it to Donna. The woman quickly takes the bottle, and Lucien gives her a quick kiss on the lips, which makes her too happy and his other troops jealous. Then he starts stroking Dawn's beautiful blonde hair. We can go somewhere else alone. She hugs him tightly while sniffs his neck. I don't want to be so selfish. But I do. He gently raises her head by the chin and tenderly kisses her lips. I want a time only with you now, my love. Dawn cannot say no to Lucien, especially when he is suggesting something she wants so much. Then she makes a cute sound of agreement as they kiss. He hugs her and raises her body by the thighs, making her wrap her legs around his waist and arms around his neck. Then as they kiss passionately, Lucien leans his body backward while summons the purple world portal, making him and Dawn fall in it and spin through the interworld space until they fall on top of his big bed. He dematerializes his clothes and places the ghost lady on the headboard. The cursed sword is not very happy to be away from him, but she is very calm for having received so much of his demonic energy. When Dawn realizes it, she is on top of Lucien, completely naked, on his bed, and she can feel his hard member touching her belly. Wait. Dawn asks while she can't stop kissing and touching Lucien's body. There is something wrong. He asks. Dawn runs her hand over his chest and bed. I like this bed. I really wanted to be in it with you. But. He smiles. She gets even more flushed while she can't look him in the eye. It is that dreamed of being here, doing this with you so many times. But I always imagined when I was in my bed. Got it. He catches Dawn in his arms in the carrying princess way and walks down the corridor to the main hall on the 5th floor. She doesn't stop smiling as he flies down to her bedroom, which, although not as big as his, is still a pretty big room. Lucien sighs as he enters Dawn's bedroom. A woman's bedroom only smells like her, and he loves to feel that as much as possible. Her bed is also not small. In fact, it is a large double bed, like all the beds in that house, even the extra beds in the rooms with cribs, which makes it clear that whoever designed that house knew Lucien's needs very well. Lucien lies on the bed with Dawn and begins to kiss her. Due to his super senses, he can smell the natural scent of her body all over the bed, but he also notices another fragrance, one that he also loves very much. Also, there is a small stain on the sheet, more proof of the naughty things Dawn did in that bed while thinking about him. Sorry for making you wait so long. Lucien kisses her neck and starts to take her dress off. She sticks her fingers in his hair and strokes his horns. It wasn't a long time. You gave me time to think, and thanks to that, I was able to conclude that I want to be here with you not because I have nowhere else to go but because my heart desires it. A new life with you and your family. Our family, my wife. He corrects her while kissing her lips. Yeah, hubby. She responds while smiling. Now, please, make my body yours just as my heart and soul already are. That is a request Lucien wants very much to fulfill, as well as his rock-hard cock. He feels like tearing off her dress so as not to waste time, but that is a gift from Lore. Then he skillfully removes her dress in a delicate way, a treatment that her bra and panties don't have. As they fly to the bedroom floor, he gazes at her beautiful naked body. So beautiful. Lucien smiles at Dawn. Her body is more curvy and soft than muscular, even though she is a warrior who does a lot of physical exercises. Also, her breasts are perfect, especially her nipples, which have a cute shade of pink, highlighted by the fair color of her skin. While he is kneeling on the bed and gazing at her body, Dawn has a good view of his cock erect. That looks a lot bigger than when she saw him naked other times. In fact, it looks like a scary demonic spear. But Dawn is a brave warrior and could not be afraid in the happiest moment of her life. Then she again wraps her legs around Lucien's waist while trying to bring her beautiful pink flower closer to his big spear. Dawn doesn't need to say anything because her body is clearly begging Lucien for that. Although he prefers to start with foreplay, he knows that he will first have to satisfy her most intense desires due to having made her wait so long for that. Then he lay over her, resting his hands on the bed beside her head, making their faces and bodies come very close. She feels his fragrant breath warm her face as he teasingly rubs his nose on her cheek and his cock over her pussy, making her wet the bed with love juices. As my wife, you have the benefit of doing what you want with my body. He smiles as she kisses, bites, and sucks on her lips. She smiles back at him while with one hand she caresses his face and with the other, she holds his cock. It's so hard. And so hot. Then, awkwardly, she tries to position the head of his cock at the entrance to her love cave. However, his cock slides easily over her pussy due to her love juices, and Dawn is not upset as that stimulation makes her come quickly. She moans while squirts love juices on her bed, a lot more than she produced alone, just thinking about Lucien. He wastes no time, and just by lowering his body a few centimeters, he makes his cock penetrate her virgin pink cave. Ah! Dawn loudly moans as the pleasure of that incredible orgasm is improved thousands of times by the sensation of feeling Lucien's cock inside her pussy. Oh! Lucien feels great pleasure running through his body along with power. For him, that is the best way to fuck a pussy. While his woman is having an orgasm and moaning with the pleasure that only he can give her. Pleasure for his body, mind, heart, soul, and nature. Chapter 4:15. More is great, R.18, you are listening at novelfull.audio. Dawn only moans as she can't describe how good it feels to have Lucien's cock inside her. That is a totally new feeling and a lot better than she expected. Yet, her body feels like having his cock inside her pussy is something natural, something she knew would happen and was just waiting for it. She quickly becomes addicted to feeling that much pleasure, and with every millimeter that Lucien's cock goes deeper inside her pussy, more waves of pleasure elevate her orgasm. Her hands squeeze his back as she feels an uncontrollable desire to feel him even deeper. The inner pink walls of her love cave squeeze his cock as much as they can to take that shape and give him as much pleasure as she is feeling. At the same time, Dawn feels waves of power running through her body along with pleasure. That power is unlike anything she has ever felt, and knowing Lucien is making her so happy and stronger at the same time makes her love him even more. She can't help but look at him with a loving expression, which added to her expression of pleasure, makes her look so cute and sexy. I love you. She speaks in a breathless voice between moans. Lucien smiles and pushes his cock even deeper inside her pussy, breaking her hymen in one quick motion. She does not feel pain, but she loudly moans because of the high pleasure. She feels even more breathless as his big cock fills every part of her pussy's warm interior. That feeling should be uncomfortable, but she can only feel pleasure due to Lucien's demonic energy and the great amount of life mana he gave her with kisses. He pushes his cock to the bottom of her pussy and silences her moans with a passionate kiss while speaking in her mind. If loving someone means wanting only good things to that person, protecting and making them happy, as well as desiring their body, then I love you too. Dawn's moans still escape her mouth as they kiss. She feels so much pleasure with his cock inside her pussy that she can't control her body, and her nails scratch Lucien's back while she even bites his lips. Lucien is already used to intense love sessions, so he has no problem with that. His wings spread out as he moves his hips back and forth, not giving Dawn time to get used to such pleasure. When the head of his dick runs back to the entrance of her love cave, some of Dawn's blood drips from her pussy along with lots of love juices squirting, which wets his cock. Without wasting time, Lucien moves his hips forward, making his cock runs to the bottom of her pussy again while he feels every part of her wet and warm insides twitching. Ah. Ah. Lucien. Hubby. Dawn keeps having one orgasm after another while he gives her so much pleasure. The tattoo on her belly shines since they started having sex, but Lucien realizes that it shines more intensely each time his cock gets deeper inside her, the closest to her baby room. He's still not used to thinking about children while having sex with his wives, but it makes more and more sense every time he wonders about that. His house has many rooms with cribs. The children seem to help his wives gain benefits from his blood inheritance. His children will probably also have great potential due to that. But the best part is still to create a family with those women and fulfill their desires to be mothers. In other words, having sex is no longer just about pleasure and power but also about getting his beloved wives pregnant. A baby would only do Dawn good. Give her one more reason to be happy. Lucien thinks as he continues to move his hips back and forth, going deeper and deeper inside her pussy. The synchrony of their souls makes Dawn understands Lucien's intention. At that moment, looking him in the eye as his cock kisses her cervix entrance, she also realizes that she wants a baby, his child. Come. With me. She begs between moans. And Lucien answers her request. He holds her by the waist and flaps his wings hard, making a wave of wind make a mess in the bedroom while he thrusts his cock even deeper inside her. Dawn feels Lucien's cock completely fill her pussy and go beyond. She feels the head of his cock entering her most private part and pouring so much hot baby seeds inside her womb. His love juices run into her while hers runs out, squirting on him while she has an incredible orgasm. She feels his dick throbbing inside her while her pussy twitch around it. Lucien doesn't spare his essence and gives Dawn so much hot cock milk, quickly filling her insides, and even though his cock is still inside her deepest part, his cum starts to leak her pussy. She was almost reaching the second layer of the mortal realm due to being close to Lucien and Emilia, but now due to her gaining a lot of his demonic energy directly inside her and along with so much pleasure, she quickly enters and passes directly through the second layer, arriving in the third, and her power keeps increasing. He kisses her passionately while feeling her body go limp because of so much pleasure. Then he lies on his back on the bed, leaving her on top of him. Dawn strokes and kisses Lucien's face while giggling. Ha ha ha. Thank you. Thank you for so much baby seeds. There's no way I will not get pregnant like this. He laughs at her cheerful expression as she kisses him. You don't have to thank me for anything. And about the child? Well, as far as we know, it is not just about my cum but about me giving you a lot of life mana. She makes a thoughtful expression while continuing to kiss, lick, and suck on his lips. But you are giving me so much life mana. And there is so much of your essence inside me. Still, we just started doing it today, so we have to do it several times every day from now on. He explains. Dawn's eyes sparkle with expectation as she thinks about having sex with Lucien several times every day. She kisses him again. Yes. I want to do this over and over again. Lucien hugs her and rolls their bodies, getting on top of her again while his cock is over her pussy in low belly area. So let's continue. My dick already misses the feeling of being inside your pussy. Wait. There's so much hot milk leaking from inside me. She says as she starts to moan again. Then she tries to get out of bed. I'm going to take a bath and be back quickly. However, he doesn't let her, runs away and hugs her from behind while his cock slides between her thighs, covered in the mix of their love juices. Don't go yet. But Dawn tries to escape to the bathroom because she wants to be clean so he can fuck her again, but he starts to kiss the back of her neck and caress her waist and breasts, making her start to laugh. Ha ha ha. Then he kisses her delicate ear. Your pussy may be full, but as this is also about life mana, you better let me fill your belly and ass as well. She again looks expectant and naughty while reflecting on that. I always wondered what it tasted like. Then, she runs a finger on her pussy and takes some of his cum before drinking that. This is so fucking good. Lucien laughs and rolls their bodies again, laying his back on the bed while Dawn is on top of him. Drink as much as you want. She looks at his erect cock like a spear aiming at the sky, then quickly holds it and starts to kiss its head awkwardly but lovingly. Mm. She moans as she takes pleasure in feeling his cock in her mouth. But she is also a little confused because all her knowledge of sex is theoretical. Then she looks at Lucien with an embarrassed expression. I'm not really sure how to do this. Before he can say anything, Lust materializes her body next to Dawn, already naked, of course. I'll teach you. Sure you do. Lucien smiles at them. He knows that Lust was waiting for the best time to appear and ask for her share of cock milk. Without wasting time, Lust starts licking his balls and then runs her tongue up over his cock shaft slowly, covering it with her saliva until she reaches its head and then starts devouring it, taking his cock down deep inside her throat. Ha! Lucien takes great pleasure in Lust's blowjob. She is the woman who best knows his body and how to give him the most pleasure. And Dawn observes everything while his cum and her love juices continue to leaking down her pussy. She really wants to please Lucien, so she is thrilled to learn how to do that with Lust. After demonstrating how to use her lips and tongue on his cock, Lust let Dawn try it. She quickly begins to give Lucien a lot of pleasure as licking his cock is pleasurable for both of them. But as Dawn starts to have fun alone, Lust starts to get jealous while just watching. Then she starts to lick his dick too. Ah! 2 tongues are really better than just one. Lucien thinks as he watches the girls devour his dick passionately. He starts stroking their hair and even moves his waist up, masturbating his cock between the soft tongues of his lovers. That looks perfect, and Lucien just wants to keep lying there while Dawn and Lust give his cock that heavenly treatment. But he soon hears an upset voice in his mind. Lucien. Where are you? You are with Sophia, don't you? Amelia asks while she doesn't see him at the party. He doesn't answer her but opens the purple world portal where she is, and Amelia quickly enters it. After a few seconds, she leaves the portal above his bed and falls in his arms. Lucien quickly kisses her until she is breathless. Then she looks around and gets ashamed for not seeing Sophia with Dawn and Lust. I'm sorry. She gives him a pleading expression as she tries to control her jealousy. Part of her is happy that he is finally taking care of Dawn, but she is always jealous of Lust because she is the only woman who is always with him. Start using your tongue to do something other than complaining about Sophia. He tries to speak to Amelia in a stern tone, but it ends up sounding loving because he loves her so much. Amelia begins to kiss Lucien's lips and face while trying to smile seductively. Of course, my love. I make you feel good. Lucien feels like laughing because Amelia looks much cuter than seductive. But of course, cuteness also makes him very horny, so that works as well. Then Amelia continues to kiss his face and begins to move her tongue down. She licks all his up body until she joins Dawn and Lust in the main part. Dawn and Amelia looked at each other for a second before lovingly smiling. Then they start sucking Lucien's cock together with Lust in excellent sync. Oh! Lucien closes his eyes as he now feels 3 soft tongues taking care of each part of his cock. And 3 are better than 2. Chapter 4:16. Emerald Gardens, R.18. You are listening at NovelFull.audio. After Amelia teamed up with Dawn and Lust to make a triple blowjob to Lucien, Envy couldn't stay out of the fun and materialized her body on top of him to have his mouth only for her. And then he fucked them so hard until they came several times, but only for half an hour. Of course, the girls wanted more, but he has so many wives to take care of until everyone is satisfied. He wants to bring them all to his bedroom and fuck them together, but he also knows that they like it when he focuses on them alone, or at least a few of them, by time before they all end up sleeping exhausted in his big bed. So Lucien leaves Dawn and Amelia in the bathroom while leaving the purple world to bring more girls home and give them a great time. As soon as he returns to the Fox Village, he focuses his senses to find his girls. Lucien can see and hear that all his girls are having fun at the party. He obviously materializes the purple and black suit again. There are groups of his wives talking to Sophia and Eve while others talk to Lore and the Fox. People. But no one dares to approach Donna because they are very afraid of her. Lucien smiles when he sees that Helena is beside her, both drinking a lot of apple wine to forget the problems. Well, he would like to be able to do that too, but his life mana doesn't give him that option. Although all his wives are having fun, he knows that just letting them know that he has free time for them would make them jump into his arms. Yet, it has to be organized so that they all feel special, thus generating more pleasure and power for them. Since it is not easy to choose who he will take to bed first, Lucien looks for the girls in a smaller group, which is currently Galena and Galena. They are not talking about something particular but just watching the stars together. Then he approaches them and hugs them from behind, wrapping his arms around their waists. What are my cute girls doing here alone? Galena quickly hugs Lucien too and kisses him. We are just watching the stars. But her mother shows no reaction, although she is feeling many things due to the fact that Lucien is hugging her. She just doesn't know what to do yet. Your girls. I don't remember doing that ceremony. Galena responds with a proud tone. She really does look like a disciple of Eve and Pride. Lucien approaches his mouth to her neck as he sticks his hand under her blouse and touches the tattoo on her low belly area. You have this mark as proof that you are my woman, whether you did the ceremony or not. She begins to lose control of her emotions while her body feels great with Lucien's touch. Due to their soul contract, she can feel that he just wants to do her good, and that makes it difficult for her to have any resistance to his body. I did it to be with my daughter and serve my queen. Ah. She speaks honestly between soft moans. Having a beautiful mature woman moaning softly in his arms makes Lucien very horny. His cock, already rock-hard, can hardly wait while pressed against Galena's sexy ass. He starts to kiss her neck. I understand your reasons, and that is why I know that the best place for you is beside me. You see, Galena and Eve, as well as all my women, are getting stronger quickly, so you will not be able to help them if you cannot get stronger fast too. Oh. Galena tries not to moan, but that is impossible even with her covering her mouth. Queen Eve. Makes me stronger. Lucien continues to kiss her skin and even lick her neck. Yes, she does. But you know that her abilities are focused on temporary boosts while I can give you a lot of real power and a lot of pleasure too. So why wouldn't you want that? That logic has no flaws. He is the most handsome and attractive man she has ever seen and wants to give her power and pleasure. Galena cannot accept such a wonderful thing to happen to her. Why? She asks as she continues to moan, but the fact that she doesn't try to get away from him makes it clear that her mind no longer has any control over her body's desires. Because whether you're serving Eve or me, you're already part of our family. He quickly responds and then begins to kiss her face closer and closer to her mouth. And you are a beautiful woman that I want to fuck since the first time I saw you. Again, Lucien's words make a lot of sense to Galena. Still, there is one thing that concerns her. But won't it be weird to do that alongside with my daughter? Marie thought that would be a problem. But today we have great sex with her sister and mother. He comments as he continues teasing her. Meanwhile, Galena kisses Lucien's shoulder and neck. Mom. The longer it takes you to accept this, the more you will regret it later. There are so many women wanting Lucien's affection, but he is here, inviting you to his bed. Having no reason to refuse that, Galena begins to yield to her desires. She begins to turn her head, bringing her lips closer to Lucien's. He holds her by the neck of her head and kisses her sweet lips passionately. That mature flavor added to her nature affinity is very pleasurable for him. Galena moans like a young girl in love as she satisfies the longing that she has for his mouth. It's as good as the first time. She thinks while remembering their first kiss. Her hands begin to caress his body and instinctively move towards his groin. While kissing Galena, Lucien feels Galena start to get jealous, so he laughs and kisses her too, mixing the flavors of mother and daughter in his mouth. There are certain things that the more sinful, the more pleasuring they are for Lucien, like fucking his sisters and having mothers and daughters at the same time, two things that will become even more sinful in a not-so-distant future. Kissing daughter and kissing mother. Kissing mother and kissing daughter. Lucien takes turns kissing those delicious lips while his hands caress and squeeze those hot asses. The girl's hands also don't stand still, caressing his body, which makes them hornier and hornier, so Lucien quickly opens the purple world portal. As soon as they enter the inter-world space, Lucien dematerializes his clothes, and Galena immediately starts to caress his dick, but her mother is not sure what to do. Galena is not a virgin and tried to serve her husband well, but sex with him was something very simple and straightforward, with him coming in less than 5 minutes. But with Lucien, they've been kissing and touching for more than 5 minutes. Lucien takes Galena's hand to his cock next to his daughter's while he continues to kiss both of them. Then he sticks his hands inside their panties and toshes their already wet pussies. The mature elf is shocked by the size of Lucien's cock when he is horny. Damn. This is too big. It is 2 or 3 times bigger than that of my ex-husband. As they kiss and touch each other, the time seems to pass very quickly, and they soon arrive at Lucien's bedroom. The portal appears above their bed, and they fall on it. Galena wants to suck Lucien's cock, but since he had an amazing blowjob recently, he wants to do it now, also because it's Galena's first time with him. Then he quickly takes off their dresses, which are alike, and smiles when he sees that their bodies are also very similar. The only difference between their bodies is that Galena has a more mature body, with slightly larger breasts and ass. But what most catches his attention is that she has fluffy emerald green vaginal hair just like her daughter, or rather, Galena has that part exactly like her mother. They look at him with a flushed expression because he is gazing at them with such a lewd expression, which makes Lucien even more horny and eager to make a painting to immortalize that mother and daughter scene. But now is not the time to paint but to taste those delicious elves. So Lucien wastes no time and starts touching and kissing their bodies. He kisses their lips, bites their nipples, and licks their bellies until he reaches on their lovely pink flowers. Then while he sucks the nectar directly from one of them, he strokes the other with his fingers, making both mother and daughter moan. Galena has had sex with Lucien many times, but she never gets tired of it. He always seems to do something new and give her more and more pleasure. And well, sex is always different because he has his increasingly powerful demonic energy and gives his wives more power each time. But Galena is in the clouds of pleasure, feeling an orgasm that is not caused by her fingers for the first time. Each wave of pleasure that Lucien's tongue sends from her pussy to her whole body makes her regret not having done that before. Also, she feels waves of power together with pleasure making her feel stronger and stronger. While the girls have astonishing orgasms, Lucien continues to take turns between sucking and stroking their pussies. Then they start squirting love juices at the same time. They moan even louder and hold hands for fear of flying away from so much pleasure. Lucien excitedly drinks their nectar and is not surprised that the taste is also very similar. Yet, he can feel that Galena's love juices are slightly sweeter than her daughter's. After drinking a lot of that sacred wine, he kneels in front of Galena and pulls her body towards his. He starts teasing her pussy with his cock, making her squirts more love juices. Galena can't help but be a little concerned while she sees the tip of Lucien's cock touch the tattoo on her belly while its shaft is still over her pussy. It is evident that not his entire cock is needed to completely fill her insides. However, Galena spoke many times about how wonderful it is to feel completely filled by him. Only pleasure, without pain, that's what they all said. She thinks while remembering the conversations she had with his other wives. Her body starts to react every time he hits his cock on her pussy. She is looking forward to that, or rather, she is already craving for that. But Lucien continues to tease her. He rubs his cock over several parts of her body while they both look at each other with proud expressions. I respect your pride. He leans his body over hers and brings their lips together. But now it's time for you to respect mine. Galena understands what Lucien wants, but she doesn't quite know how to do it, or maybe she doesn't want to appear submissive. Or I can start with your daughter. He teasingly smiles as he pretends to start moving to the side. No. Galena quickly grabs his dick. I want you to fuck me. He begins to caress her neck and face. It's not that hard to be honest, right? Galena pouts as she started kissing Lucien's hand while continuing to stroke his cock. I want to feel you inside me. I want you to make me feel good as my ex-husband was never able to do. I want you to love me. Sure. Lucien lovingly smiles at her as he starts to move his hips forward. She positions the head of his cock at the entrance to her pussy and waits to feel him inside her. Meanwhile, Galena looks at them with a jealous expression. Why do I have to go second? Chapter 4:17. Reaching the Earth Realm, R.18, you are listening at novelfull.audio. Galena looks into Lucien's eyes as she holds his cock, and he moves his hips forward, penetrating her for the first time. She is not a virgin. However, she does not know what to expect due to Lucien being so different from any other man. She is eager and excited, as never since her first time with her husband meant nothing but an obligation for her. There is actually nothing about her ex-husband in her mind. He meant nothing to her while Lucien is Eve's brother and her daughter's husband, besides being the first man she is attracted to. So, that moment, when she feels the head of Lucien's cock touches the entrance of her pussy has significant meaning for her. She tries to focus on each sensation and feels Lucien's cock gently making its way through her love cave, which is still too tight due to the inability of her ex-husband's cock to cause any reaction in her body. She moans as Lucien's big cock slowly goes millimeter by millimeter inside her. It's so thick. It's the first thing she thinks. And so hot. Despite the lack of a hymen, Galena has an experience very similar to that of a virgin. She feels her inner walls being stretched by Lucien's cock while her pussy contracts and tries to take the shape of it. She cannot stop her body from having another orgasm, and she holds Lucien's arms while moaning louder and louder. However, she does not stop looking at his beautiful eyes that are now shining purple. Then Lucien smiles, and she is mesmerized. For a second, Galena doesn't think about anything, and time seems to stop, so. He moves his hips forward in one hard movement, thrusting his cock all the way inside her pussy, which squeezes him so tight. Ah! She moans very loudly while feeling more pleasure than ever. Her back arches and Lucien seals her mouth with a passionate kiss. At that moment, Galena is sure of some things, like the fact that her husband didn't really mean anything to her, and only now is she really feeling like a complete woman. Lucien wastes no time and starts moving his hips back and forth, exploring each part of her delicious pussy, which continues twitching and gives him so much pleasure. He realizes that she starts to push her body upward, trying to move in sync with him. But as that position does not allow her to have much mobility, he rotates their bodies, leaving her mounting on him. Ah! 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 Galena starts moving her ass up and down, smashing her pussy against his cock while keeping her hands on his chest. Lucien lifts her ass in sync with her movements, making his cock hits deep inside her. He also strokes her thighs and her breasts while she strokes his chest. Every wave of pleasure that Lucien's cock and his caresses cause in Galena's body makes her feel more and more powerful. Also, she feels that her body wants more and more of that. She starts to feel like doing things she never thought of before, so she starts to kiss him passionately and even sucks his finger while smashing her ass against his body faster and harder. Galena watches at everything with a shocked expression. She knows well how Lucien can arouse such feelings in any woman, but her mother is accepting him and changing very quickly. But in fact, her case was also like that. Both of them did not fall in love with him at first but were very willing to accept power and pleasure. While Galena and Lucien have crazy sex, they are giving into their desires and enjoying a lot of demonic energy, which makes him feel his power reaches the 9th layer of the mortal realm, mainly because of the love session he just had with the other girls. Her situation is even better because thanks to her having a lot of demonic energy from Eve in her body, Lucien can easily create a mix of energies, making Galena go from the 3rd layer of the mortal realm directly to the 4th layer before she receives her first cum shot. Lucien is in no hurry to come while making Galena have many orgasms. He can feel that her main desires are power and pleasure, in addition to getting along with her daughter and serving Eve, of course. As she continues to move her ass, he runs his hand over her sexy body. He caresses her belly and squeezes her breasts before hold her by the neck to bring her lips to his mouth. He kisses her and then rotates their bodies again, but as soon as he gets on top of her, Lucien just rotates her body and lifts her, making her stay on all fours. All of that without taking his dick out of her pussy. Galena continues to moan as she moves her hips backward as she doesn't want to stop feeling his cock moving inside her. Lucien also starts to move his hips back and forth while he fucks her from behind. Also, he starts to squeeze and slap her ass, as well as kissing her back, giving her even more pleasure. After she lost track of how many orgasms she had, he finally came the first time. It doesn't mean much to Galena as to his other wives because she is not in love with him and wants to have his child yet, but that still marks the beginning of something great for her. She moans as she holds the headboard. Lucien's hot cock milk runs inside her pussy, making her feel better and better. He also feels great. Galena is still a very proud woman, but her body already belongs to him, and her heart will soon belong. They lie side by side while he continues to hug her, who is breathless. Ah. Ah. This. You do it much better than my ex-husband. Galena makes an expression of disgust because her mother is mentioning her father at such a time. But Lucien just laughs while kissing Galena's neck. You don't have to tell me that. I just want to take care of you from now on. That sounds good to me. She responds as she feels exhausted because there has so much of Lucien's demonic energy inside her now. Lucien takes his cock out of her, and a lot of his cum leaks with her love juices. Then he strokes her hair. Get some rest, as soon as your body is ready, we will continue. Galena makes a shocked expression because she didn't expect to do that again for at least a day. That was very intense, but she is looking forward to a second round, of course. Then Galena quickly jumps on Lucien, making them roll on the bed until they stop with her on top of him. She starts to kiss his face. Now it's my turn, right? Yeah, my dear. He smiles. After giving Galena a lot of pleasure, Lucien had a second round with her mother and Lust, of course. Then the girls had a bath before joining Amelia and Dawn in the kitchen for a snack before heading back to his bedroom. He went back to the Fox Village and brought Mia and Cassidy home. After having a great time alone with them, he continued bringing girls in small groups while the others had fun at the party. Thanks to his new power level, he had a significant increase in strength, speed, as well as his senses and soul power also got better. And that has further improved the purple world, which now has a 2.8x time difference, that is, 1 hour in the normal world is 2 hours and 48 minutes in the purple world. Another thing that Lucien and Lust noticed was that some specific manas within his body got much more potent, especially the fire mana he got from Maggie and the earth mana he got from Rose. Although curious to try to use those manas as he uses his girl's wind mana to do wind slashes with his sword, he kept giving them a great time for their wedding night. After gathering all his wives on his big bed, Lucien fucked them again, except for Kara, who is still waiting for her birthday to give that last step. Due to his new power level, the benefits that the girls had were really surprising. Not all of them evolved 3 layers in a single love session like Galena because only she had a lot of Eve's demonic energy, but all his girls reached a new layer while some evolved 2 layers. Angela and Cassidy reached the 6th layer of the mortal realm, making it clear that they are still his wives with no special characteristics who can most benefit from his demonic energy due to their perfect relationship. Scarlet, Olivia, and Astrid also had amazing improvements and are just a short step away, or just another love session to reach the 6th layer. After solving their revenge problems, they are now focused on becoming stronger to help Lucien and their family. Oya is also very close to reaching the 6th layer. She has incredible sync with Lucien and no worries or anything to keep her from being totally satisfied. The other girls also had great improvements. Almost all of them are in the 5th layer of the mortal realm, while Dawn is still in the 3rd. However, she is almost in the 4th layer, and soon she will be able to reach the others. Kara and Co also received affection from Lucien as pats and kisses. The cute maid has made a breakthrough, reaching the 3rd layer of the mortal realm while the little tigress is in the 2nd layer. Sophia and Amelia did not have very significant advances because they need a lot more demonic energy to advance in the earth realm layers. Because they have higher power levels than Lucien, the benefits they gain from him are slightly reduced but still much higher than the demonic energy that his other wives earn because his sisters also generate other demonic energies. The Sins, as always, have their power limited to a level below their host's power level. And last but not least, Lucien. After a full day in Purple World fucking his wives, he improved from the start of the 9th layer straight to its peak. And now, while having sex with Sophia on her floating pillow above his house, Lust warns him that he is about to enter the Earth realm. Yes. Sophia moans as she feels Lucien's cock make a mess in her ass. He continues to hold her delicate waist while fucks her from behind. He has generated so much demonic energy today that he feels he can use that to stay in his super boosted state for more than an hour. However, he wants more and more. His body craves more demonic energy and more power as well as to continue pleasing his lovers. Oh. I'm coming, my dear. Lucien smiles as he looks at that purple sky. Let's do it together, Sophia asks as she feels her body go limp. Lucien has already made her have so many orgasms that she can only get on all fours because he is supporting her. Yeah. He thrusts his cock deep in Sophia's soft ass and come as much as he can. Waves of pleasure run through their bodies while their demonic energies mix in the best way possible. No matter how much he loves his other wives, the benefits Lucien gains from having sex with Sophia and Amelia are much more significant. That mix of demonic energies makes him easily break the last barrier of the mortal realm and finally make it to Earth realm. Along with the immense pleasure of coming in Sophia's tight ass, Lucien feels the best improvement in his power ever. He feels all his muscles and bones getting much stronger. His senses get much better, starting with his hearing and smell. Then he realizes that he can clearly see grains of sand 3 miles away on another floating rock. The energies inside his body start to get more and more excited, mainly his demonic energies, life mana, wind mana, and now also especially fire and earth mana. Ha! Lucien is confused when he realizes that his nails are growing too rapidly while his hands are on Sophia's ass. He quickly flaps his wings and flies a few meters away from her while lust materializes her body beside him. His nails grow and shrink in a similar way to Astrid's claws, though without his control. Then his eyes go completely gray, and Lucien feels the vision become strange. Without his control, he focuses again on that rock 3 miles away, but this time he can see through the rock and the trees, in a way similar to Maggie's vision ability, but he didn't have to channel that magic arc, like her. Lust. What's going on? Lucien thinks he is having access to his wife's abilities due to their manas inside his body, but he still asks Lust. She continues to smile at him as she analyzes his body. That's what you're thinking. You're using your wife's abilities. In an improved way. Lucien tries to control those energies, but it is not easy to control so many manas simultaneously. He tries to use his demonic energy to calm those other energies. Then parts of his skin become momentarily petrified while his eyes glow red like flames that soon turn purple. Amazing. He comments. Amazing indeed, Sloth comments as she materializes her body next to Lust while Sophia can't really move now. Chapter 4:18. Maturity is relative. You are listening at novelfull.audio. While Lucien tries to calm his different manas with his demonic energy, Lust analyzes the changes in his body. The increase in strength, speed, and endurance is much better than I expected. You look nothing like someone from Earth realm without even using your demonic energy to boost yourself. She comments. Sloth nods. I never saw anything like that. He seems to benefit from demonic energy even better than us. Is that so because he is the first demon to have a soul contract with other demons? Lust does not know how to answer that question, but she understands well why he is able to use other abilities of his wives now. You needed more power to be able to control these manas. And since you started to have sex with Maggie, Astrid, and Rose after Sophia, Mia, and Cassidy, those manas are naturally the most powerful within you. She explains. Lucien already expected things to be that way. I feel so powerful now. But it is so difficult to control these abilities. You will soon adapt and perhaps use them in different ways than you use the wind slash. Lust comments. He thinks as he looks at his hand as his skin is getting momentarily petrified. What about them? My wives. Lust quickly responds. They will also receive more abilities due to your demonic energy, but they need more time, power, and demonic energy. You should try your new power and abilities. A sparring session with Donna would be ideal. Sloth suggests. Lucien shakes his head. I will try it later, now I need to prepare my troops for the battle against the angels. You just spent 20.4 hours having sex. Do you ever rest? She asks. I will let you know when I have time to rest, and then we can rest together. He responds. Sloth smiles. But then we will not rest. You already know me so well. He smiles back at her. He kisses Sloth and then he starts to open the portal while materializing simple and comfortable clothes. Take care of Sophia. Lucien returns to the Fox village. It is already morning in the normal world, but there are still a lot of people in that courtyard. Some of them are waking up after sleeping on benches or even on the ground while his troops are cleaning up the mess. The party lasted until dawn because Clovis brought all his stock of wine. He and Laure returned to their home as soon as Anne and Elsie went to the Purple World, but the other people continued to enjoy themselves. Master. Lucien's troops greet him respectfully as soon as they see him. He lovingly smiles at them. Despite not having the same relationship with them as he has with his wives, Lucien also loves his troops. They are very loyal and are always working hard, as now, that even after spending the whole night serving the Fox people at the party, they are also cleaning up the whole mess. As soon as you are done cleaning up, get ready to travel. He speaks in an authoritative tone. Yes, master. Despite being tired and sleepy, the girls respond quickly and excitedly. Lucien cannot be more satisfied with them. Of course, he does not plan to make them walk to the site of the last battle against the angels but rather travel on floating ships, giving them time to rest, as well as the special training they love so much. He lets his troops continue cleaning the courtyard and walk in the direction where Lust said Eve is. He finds her sitting on the grass under a large tree while Donna and Helena sleep with their heads lying on her lap. It looks like you got a new little sister. Lucien smiles at Eve as he looks at Helena sleeping on her lap. The fallen angel looks just like an innocent and adorable young girl now. Good morning, Lucy. Eve smiles back at him. Then she strokes Helena's hair. She doesn't look like a damn 2,000 year old angel. He sits next to Eve. She is like our sisters. Just girls who have had a troubled life and need a lot of love and care. Eve looks at him with a teasing smile. Did you sleep well? Or rather, did you have a lot of fun yesterday? Lucien can't help but get embarrassed as he doesn't want to talk to Eve about sex with his wives. He looks at the horizon. Lust said we had a few days before the angels arrive. You want to be prepared, right? I was also thinking about it. She comments. I will focus on preparing the troops. He speaks. Eve does an upset expression. You just had your wedding night. I don't like that you have to have sex with 2,000 women now. We don't know how many angels are going to come or their power. We have to be prepared for everything. He responds. She puts her hand on his shoulder. I'm with you now. Pride and I are going to boost the troops, making them a lot more powerful. Lucien strokes Eve's hand while smiling at her. We have to do our best, big sis. Also, I can't say that I don't like it. This is who I need to be now. A demon addicted to pleasure. But Eve doesn't like the fact that she stands still while Lucien works so hard. He is right. Pride materializes her body and speaks in an arrogant tone. Lust is shocked that Pride materializes her body just to say that Lucien is right. She thinks that her sister is changing too fast, but she didn't realize that she changed so fast after meeting him as well. Lucien ignores Pride and speaks to Eve. Do you know where Daisy is? I need her to make the floating ships. What happened to Angela and her daughters? She asks. He is embarrassed again because talking about it to Eve is very strange. Well, they will need a good time to absorb the great amount of demonic energy I gave them. Eve can understand what he said, but Pride smiles provocatively. He means that they can't move because he fucked them so hard the whole night. It was a whole day in the Purple World. Lust materializes her body and speaks. What? Is he already so powerful? Pride quickly analyzes Lucien's body and is shocked to find that he is in the Earth realm. Lucien smiles at Pride. I look forward to testing my new power with you. We can do it right now. Pride responds quickly and immediately regrets looking so eager to that. Despite wanting very much to do a sparring session with Pride now, Lucien knows that he has to take care of his troops. Eve understands that, too, and answers his question. Daisy said she was going to hunt more squirrels in the forest. Lucien gets up after stroking Donna's hair. I will speak to her, and we will be traveling in a few minutes. Okay. I'll wake these sleepers. Eve nods. Wasting no time, Lucien flies towards the forest while Eve looks at Pride with a provocative expression. What? Pride does an upset expression and returns to her soul. After flying for a minute, Lucien hears a noise in the forest, and Lust says that it is Daisy, so he quickly lands in that place without realizing that it is a small lake and the mature vampire is bathing. Lucien. Daisy screams and submerges her whole body in the water, leaving only her head out while she looks at him with an embarrassed and angry expression. I did not see anything. He quickly responds as he turns to the other side. But in his mind, he can't stop thinking about the small part of her big breasts that he saw. Her skin is so pale and looks so soft. He thinks while having to use his will to calm his cock. Daisy bites her lips while she doesn't know why she is more embarrassed than angry. Didn't you really see anything? Lucien replied without thinking to calm her down, but he now feels that something is wrong. He doesn't lie to his wives and doesn't want to lie to Daisy either. Actually, he knows it won't end well, but he still chooses to tell the truth. I saw a small part of your breasts. What? Daisy panics. What are we going to do now? You shouldn't have done that, Lucien. I was looking for you, and I heard a noise. Lust said that you were here, and I landed very quickly. When I realized what you were doing, it was too late. He explains. Daisy trusts Lucien and understands that he didn't do it because he wanted to. But her heart is beating too fast while she can't think straight. And do you think that just because you didn't want to do that, I can pretend that nothing happened? What are you going to do about it? She asks. Lucien thinks about something. I know how we can solve it. Look at me. Although hesitant to look at Lucien, Daisy slowly turns her head. However, she soon regrets that because she sees something that will never leave her mind, something that no woman could forget even in 10,000 years. Lucien. What the hell are you doing? Daisy screams again as she turns around, not to see any more of his naked body. But her mind is already in a mess. Why is it so big? Shit, it wasn't even hard. No. I can't go on thinking about it. She starts to punch her own forehead. Stop thinking about it, Daisy. Stop. 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 Shit. I don't want to keep thinking about his big cock. His so big cock. Lucien sighs. I saw your naked body, so if you see mine too, we can be even. What the fuck is this way of thinking? Why are you so childish? She asks in an upset tone. Childish. He rolls his eyes. We just saw a part of each other's body. It could easily happen in a battle where our opponents damage our clothes. Daisy can't deny that Lucien's words make sense, but she can't stay calm as she is very concerned that she can't stop thinking about his cock, and she imagines that he is also thinking about her breasts. This is serious, Lucien. I am a married woman. She speaks. I just saw a small part of your body. That doesn't mean you cheated on your husband or anything like that. He speaks. She bites her lips again. That's not the problem, Lucien. It's just. Now the image of your cock is in my mind, and that is really bad. Lucien tries to make a fake sad expression even though she isn't looking at him. Really bad. I'm sorry for my cock being so disgusting that you got sick just from seeing it for a second. That's not it. Your cock is not disgusting. Daisy quickly responds because she fears that Lucien has misunderstood her words. But then she gets even more embarrassed and guilty for saying that. The problem is just the opposite. It will never leave my mind. Shit. Lucien finds Daisy's reactions so cute. A part of him fears he will end up creating problems for them, mainly because of Rose, so he forces himself to stop provoking that sexy mature vampire. Another time, we can talk about my cock for as long as you want, but now I need your help with something. He explains. Now that he talked about help, Daisy remembers him saying he was looking for her, and due to the way he landed so fast, she ends up thinking that something bad has happened. In normal situations, Daisy would have realized that Lucien is very relaxed and he would never be like that if something bad had happened, but now she can't think straight and is therefore worried. What happened? Is something wrong with Rose? She quickly turns as she gets up from the water. At that moment, for a second or less, Daisy looks only at Lucien's eyes. But then she realizes that he is still naked, and she gets hypnotized by his devilishly attractive body. Lucien is also speechless as he can't stop looking at Daisy's body, especially at her breasts and low belly area. He can only see a little of her adorable white vaginal hair because the water is covering her most private. Why are you still naked? Daisy screams as she turns around again. She has never been so agitated before.